Well, hey everybody, I'm John Rethlin. This is my review of American Horror Story 1984, Episode 1, Camp Redwood. Now, before I begin the review, though, I do want to give you guys a little bit of a background of just how much of a fan I am of the American Horror Story seasons. Murder House was one of my favorites. Asylum, I liked. It started off good. It went in too many different directions for my liking, but the performances were really good. And that's actually the case all across all these seasons. Its performances were always really, really good, from bit parts to main parts and all in between. Really, everybody performs really goddamn well. They understand their roles and they do really, really well. Coven was really good. Did drag on a bit at the end. Freak Show, I really, really liked. Hotel, it was kind of a downgrade in my opinion, though, again, some of the performances were good. Roanoke was the point where I was ready to give up on the season, or on the series in general. I didn't like it, even though I liked the theme of it. That one, for just being about 10 episodes, drug on way, way too long, and it was very disappointing. Cult, I absolutely loved, though. It hit really close to home. And Apocalypse was quite good as well, though it did jump back and forth in time a little bit too much sometimes, and it did try to tie other seasons together. And that is one thing. The creators have all managed to tie, string it together and just tie all this shit. It's like a cat's cradle or a rubber band ball, or just interwoven like a spider's web. So I really, really do like how they tie the seasons together, and was very interested to see what they were going to do with the slasher movie genre. So I love horror movies, love slasher movies. Really, I love just about any horror movie you can get. Now, I mean, yes, there are some that are shit, but still, since I love slasher movies, I was like, okay, 80s slashers, oh my god, this is perfect. Perfect. Then I found out Sarah Paulson and Evan Peters and others weren't going to be back, scheduling conflicts or whatever, and I was very disappointed. Not necessarily in the show's creators, and not in the actors themselves. Things happen. I was just very disappointed because Sarah Paulson was a mainstay. Evan Peters has been absolutely great in these seasons as well. However, when I saw Billy Lord was going to be back and I saw Emma Roberts was going to be back, I'm like, okay. And Leslie Grossman, who has been very good in previous seasons. She was quite good. I believe Kathy Bates may be part of this. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't look at the full IMDb cast. But if she's back, then I'm all for it. Honestly, this is really, really fun. This was a lot of goddamn fun. And I really enjoyed how they just captured the 80s feel perfectly. From just the cheesiness to the music, James Wong as as a executive producer, that's really, really good. He's really good at what he does as well. Everybody is doing just a spectacular job so far, and I can't wait to see what the rest of this season is. What's going to be, is it going to measure up to this? Is it going to keep the whole theme going, the murder mystery and all that? Who is actually causing all these murders after all these years? And it is atypical. Get Emma Roberts, Billy Lord, you get Cody Fern, who was a standout, pretty much standout performer in Apocalypse besides Billy Lord, and Leslie Grossman. You just get a good core cast here. I really do like that. And it begins in 1970. This threesome between these two girls and this one guy seems to be starting, and this one girl who's tentative goes to take off her shirt, and then this killer just stabs a knife through the guy and the girl. That was pretty goddamn brutal. The brutality of this was really good. I liked the violence factor. Everything worked really, really well. From the opening sequence to the closing sequence, when, it's like this killer goes on this murder rampage and kills everybody in this camp counselor cabin. And then, we flash forward 1984, hence where, this show is actually going to mainly take place, though flashbacks will no doubt happen. We're introduced to a bunch of characters. Emma Roberts is she's playing Brooke, and she's playing the Virgin, which I find kind of funny, given how she was always kind of the slutty bitch in a lot of other seasons. I'm not saying the woman herself, I'm saying the character she played. But yeah, Billy Lord plays Montana, and then later Margaret is played by Leslie Grossman. She's a camp counselor. Or the camp owner, and then Xavier, Cody Fern, and then a bunch of others. There's a jock guy who tested positive for steroids and couldn't be in the Olympics. You got the black guy. You got Xavier, Cody Fern, who is an aerobics instructor, easy for me to say, and another other collections of characters. You get people that have been in the cast for quite a few seasons sprinkled out. one playing the nurse and others that have just, been in other seasons. Go watch that and you'll see exactly what I mean. But I'm just giving you my, the overlay thoughts. Everybody gets jobs at this Camp Redwood that's being reopened and everything. Oh my God, what's actually going to happen? What could possibly go wrong with 10 people killed? Oh wait, it wasn't quite 10 people. They're sitting around the campfire and everything and telling the story of what happened, and and the story is told of Mr. Jingles, who killed everybody. And then Margaret reveals that no, she was actually one of the victims. He cut off her ear. That's one of his telltale things. And, oh God, what's actually going to happen? Is she the killer? Because you have to wonder. Sometimes that could drive people mad. Also, I got some Sleepaway Camp vibes from this, which I really, really did enjoy. I like Sleepaway Camp. I thought it was a whole lot of fun. The sequels, less so. The sequels are pretty goddamn shit. But the first Sleepaway Camp was a lot of fun. And then a bit earlier, actually, they're driving this van. That might as well have been a redesigned Mystery Machine. I was just expecting a talking dog, and just them to be eating pizza and everything, and for weed smoke to come out of the van. Even though it's pretty obvious they were doing a lot of drugs, including cocaine, because 80s, and all that. So at one point they're driving, from this gas station that just happens to naturally pop up. It was almost like it was part of the goddamn environment. It just popped up, and it's these. It didn't look like the pumps have been cleaned in a while. They get gas. The worker there says, "Oh, you're going to Camp Redwood. You need to turn around. You need to go back to the city. You're all going to die." But they want to get out of the city because the 1984 Olympics are happening in LA, and they're like, "Well, let's get away and everything." And then Emma Roberts' character earlier, after being part of this aerobics class and not wanting to go with everybody, gets attacked by a guy who says that he's going to kill her. Night Stalker or something like that. He was, he's somebody that wanted to get her jewelry and wanted to get that, and that didn't exactly work all that well because he got a little bit, and then she hit him with a pan a few times. That somehow didn't kill him, but then he ran away. He said he was going to kill her, so she gets away and then goes on this whole thing. And then they hit a guy in the road who seems to be wandering around the woods, not having a goddamn clue what's going on. And, oh God, wait, he seems dehydrated. He seems like he knows what's going on. Oh, and his ears removed. Jeez, it couldn't possibly mean that he was one of the victims from an earlier attack as well, before Mr. Jingles went away in jail forever. Or did he go away forever? Again, the music was absolutely great. Just everything from actual songs they used from the 80s to just the style and everything was just great. Well, in an homage to the first Halloween, Mr. Jingles escapes. He pretends to hang himself in his cell. One of the orderlies goes in, and then and because it's a mental hospital, and then he kills him, gets his keys, is jingling his keys, hence the name. And gets away and starts killing a whole bunch of people because he wants to, get back to Camp Redwood to continue what the fuck he was doing. And then the hitchhiker is suddenly dead near the end of the episode. Or is he? Because his body was hanging on the door. Brooke saw him, but then she went to get everybody after being chased by Mr. Jingles and oh my God, he's back, he's back, he's back. And then they couldn't find the body on the door. Is she lying? What is going on? So honestly, it's going to be pretty interesting to see what exactly happens with the rest of the season. It's one of two things, or one of a few things. I don't know if it's necessarily the killer, the original killer causing this. I think it could be that, Margaret is in on the whole damn thing, even though she pretends to be holier than thou. Who knows exactly what's going to happen. But I like the cast. I do like Billie Lourd. Absolutely love her and want to see more of her in a lot of movies and stuff like that. So hopefully she continues to have a very fruitful career. It's going to be interesting to see what exactly happens. So let me know what you guys thought of American Horror Story 1984 Episode 1. There's only 10 episodes apparently, so I think that's kind of nice. 10, 11 episodes is about the limit. That way they don't stretch it out like they did in Coven. But let me know what you guys thought. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritland. I'll see you soon.